Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot. So I actually wasn't gonna post today, but then I was looking through this oracle deck. It's called the Energy Oracle, and one of the cards kind of struck me. It was the Envy card, and it kind of came to me. So I decided to do this pick a card, which is someone sending negative energy your way? So I wanted to do this because if it is the case that someone is, whether it's intentional or unintentional, I think it's going to be a really important thing, especially now towards the end of the year, to block this or to heal this energy so that it doesn't drain you. And obviously, there's a lot of other consequences to your health or your energy health if this is the case. Any negative energy obviously coming your way. So we're gonna look into this. And I do have a video always in my description of how to protect your aura. It's just a couple of tips that I threw together. It's a pretty old video, but I hope that it has helped some people. That's just some things that I've done to protect my energy. So we're gonna look at that. So I'll show you each of the groups here, and just for my next very brief video, it's not going to be a pick a card. I'm going to be showing you guys this mini book that my bestie wrote, and she has it published on Amazon. About her journey surviving cancer. So it's a really beautiful mini book, and I just want to give it some time so that I can show you guys some of the stuff inside of it. She basically manifested her health. It's an amazing thing. So I'll get into that in the next video. I just wanted to let you know in case you're interested to check it out. Okay, so here we have the 4 options for is someone sending negative energy your way or any kind of negative vibes in your situation. So we have over here group number 1, all of these are bracelets as you can see. Group number 1 is the chakra bracelet. Okay. Group number 2 is the sodalite. Group number 3 is the rose quartz, at least on this side. And then group number 4 is opalite. Okay. So just take as much time as you need. And whenever you are ready, I will see you at your reading. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 1, which is the chakra bracelet. Spirit, for group number 1, please. Please and thank you. Can you give us some insight here, some clarity? Spirit, for group number 1, is it the case that someone is sending them negative energy, whether it's intentional or unintentional? Group number 1, what do they need to know? Thank you, Spirit. I believe we're leaning towards a yes. I kind of felt that by just looking at the bracelet. Spirit, can you tell us a little more information? Is someone sending negative energy their way in some shape or form? I get the feeling that there is some kind of, they even use the phrase energy leak or something like that. I actually feel if someone is, and I will obviously look into this for you, I don't think it's on purpose. I think it's just sort of like a byproduct of something that is happening or that they're going through. Spirit, can you give us more information? Is someone sending negative energy their way? Group 1, our chakra bracelet group. Thank you. Yeah, I can see it now. It took a second there, but here we have the Queen of Wands. Then we have the Moon, which is, I believe, the both of you, whoever this is. And then the King of Wands. I cannot tell who's who here. Very, very similar vibes. If this was a love reading, I'd even be like, wow, look, there's a counterpart combo here. But I don't feel like that's necessarily the case right now. Okay, so let's look into this. Let's see who's who. Again, I can't tell who's who. All I can really see first, I'll look into it more, is that there is this type of, it's almost like an effortless kind of a psychic connection between you and one other person. And we're only focusing on just this one person for now. It looks like there even could be a history of some kind of competition between you and this person. it reminds me a little bit of coworkers or sibling rivalry, something kind of like that. Again, that's not necessarily the context here, but it's just the vibe that I'm feeling. Um, And then over here with the King of Wands, just the way that the King of Wands is looking at the Queen of Wands, it feels very competitive to me. It feels very like eyes sort of shooting darts. And again, I will tell you, I have to admit that I feel that it's a split sort of a message with who is who here. So some of you might be feeling like you're the Queen of Wands, and others of you it might actually be the King of Wands. So we, of course, we want to just be open and mindful to our own energy as well, because that matters. It greatly matters in this situation. So just to look at more of the context here, there could be at least one aspect of you guys' lives that are almost overlapping in a sense. So for example, if you're after the same things, you have the same goals, again, going back to the work example, it could be something like that. If it's, for some of you, it could be like a job that has this sort of like this innate nature of being competitive, such as sales or clients or stuff like that. If it's not something like that, it could be anything that is on that same vein where the both of you kind of have your eye on a similar prize. This is sort of what I'm feeling here. I feel like for those of you that identify with the Queen of Wands, I feel like this Queen of Wands is really not aware of what's going on in a sense of this Queen of Wands is just sort of in her own little bubble. Not fully protected. I mean, for the most part, I would say kind of protected, but it definitely could use more reinforcement. But yeah, it looks as if she's just sort of doing her own thing, more focused on her own creativity goals, passion, energy, and brightness and stuff like that. And then over here, the King of Wands, it does feel a bit more almost like intrusive, just a bit intruding upon this one's energy. So again, if this situation, if this energy sounds familiar to you, you might find that on some days you kind of switch between being one or the other. With the Moon card here, it also shows that there's fears. Okay, so I feel like whatever is going on in this situation, I feel like it is highlighting or even triggering someone's fear, or both of you guys' fear in some way. So it could be a fear of, many different things, but like, for example, not being good enough, or feeling the need to prove one's self, or if it is that you're competing for something, if it's something more tangible, then it might even be a fear of being left behind, not being treated fairly. So there's a kind of a lot going on here. Another thing of being triggered, I still feel that there is this vibe of this history. So it just really feels to me like it's like the vibe of sibling rivalry. What I mean by that is, well, any of you who have siblings, like, you might understand it a little bit better, but it also could be something from a past life, like any kind of energy here is sort of spilling over. And it is just giving me that impression of like fighting over something, in a way of being a bit more in the ego versus anything else. It just, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm getting here. And genders is really not a factor here, but it did feel a little bit like, I guess it did kind of feel masculine and feminine, but that doesn't really make a difference, because this could certainly be a female and vice versa. So it just kind of struck me as one person here seems a bit more in their masculine energy, and the other one seems a bit more in the feminine. Can you tell us a little bit more about what's going on here with, is someone sending negative energy their way? Group 1, thank you. And it might not be a permanent thing for some of you. For a good, like, I don't know, 20%, 30% of you, I feel like this is just something that was only recent. Like, if there was some event that happened recently that might have created such feelings, I think that it's just a temporary kind of a thing. But the rest of you, I feel like it might, obviously it's something longer lasting, and you're probably aware of it, and this is probably just confirmation. Yeah, it does feel like somebody here. Wow, look at the fives, 2 5s in a row here. It does look like both parties felt like they didn't get something that they wanted. Both of you might feel this way. That someone was, again, kind of like left out in some way, like, oh, I'm missing something, I didn't get this thing that I wanted. And then over here, the other person might be thinking, this obstacle was in the way, this conflict was in the way, and therefore this negative thing happened. You see how it's very shared energies. It kind of comes to my mind, soul contract. So I don't know if some of you have seen my previous pick a card about soul contracts. I'll link it below. That you might have a soul contract with this person, okay? It can be negative or positive, but to that degree, I feel like you guys have to learn something from each other. I feel like that's part of the soul contract in a positive sense. Well, positive. So I do think that the lesson is still needing to be learned here if there is still this feeling of competition. So I'm going to get a few more cards from the tarot, and then I will get that oracle deck that you saw earlier. What else do we need to know? Any advice, any messages, guidance, any other details? Spirit, thank you. What does group 1 need to know? Okay, so I was drawn to I really like this bracelet, just the way that it looks, and it's calling our attention to your chakra centers, right? Your energy centers. So in order for you to be more protected from this situation, you may need to strengthen your chakras and therefore your aura. So if you want, you can just kind of Google the whole thing. It's an incredibly life-changing idea in itself, and I have worked on the 7 energy centers. I don't really have great recommendations. I only have like one book that I have really looked into that I've recommended to you guys, but you may want to look into strengthening your aura and your energy centers by way of the chakras. And this is just going to help to ground you. It's going to help to protect you and just keep you balanced and happy. Anything else we need to know about this? Okay, so we have another 5, all right? So the word is like contentious. It's very conflicted between the both of you, again, naturally. So I really don't know what's, I would really be interested to see what kind of relationship this is, if this is resonating with you. And if this is not resonating at all, it honestly might not be your group. But I would like to know what kind of connection this is, because it just seems that it's either something that has been almost like that there's this history between the both of you, or it just feels like there is. Again, it could be something with past life as well. Okay, so this one's the energy oracle. Spirit, do we need to know anything else for this situation? Is someone sending negative energy their way? Group 1, thank you. Yeah, so this is talking about, see again with the chakra, so just in case you needed the spelling, there it is. So this is 3rd chakra, Archangel Camuel, which honestly I don't know a lot about this archangel. I don't even know if I'm saying the name right. But they're drawing attention to the 3rd chakra. It makes perfect sense because the 3rd chakra has to do with power, willpower, boundaries, self-esteem. And you can use a simple affirmation to protect your energy. And remember, always remember that we have to be mindful of the energy we put out there. So essentially what you would need to do as well is to send this person some peace or compassion or, something like that, something more positive. And by doing that, it actually will protect you as well. And, it'll just make things a better situation for everyone involved. You don't have to be their best friend. It's just a matter of making sure that there's a positive energy flow so you don't get affected, and just, again, just a general harmony. So yeah, you might need to work on the solar plexus so that you can feel more protected from the gut level. Now, if this is an extreme situation where, it's very much out of balance, one of the, theories that have to do with the chakras is that each energy center is related to a different emotional and physical type of component. So, it might even be the case for some of you where it overlaps into you get stomach pains around this person or, stuff that obviously if it's not physical in its nature, if it's not like a chronic physical thing and you just suddenly get these weird issues within your stomach, it might have to do with this. What else do we need to know, please, about this question? Is someone sending negative energy their way? For group number 1, thank you. So we have here a man holding a coin. I was just looking at the numbers, 3, 4, and 7. I don't know if that means anything, honestly, it probably doesn't, but man holding a coin, we have the coin over here. So again, for a lot of you, maybe this is work related or something financially related. If it's not work, if that's not the context, it definitely could be something with home or like a living situation, maybe, right? I really think for a very tiny number of you, it could be something else like physical. Like they even showed me something like a person at a gym. I was like, okay, but I kind of feel like that's not really relevant to most people here. But yeah, the coin itself, this is something tangible, something material. So again, it could just be some sort of battling energy regarding a physical, three-dimensional concept. Again, if you're interested in purifying energies and neutralizing energies, sort of doing this energy work, if there's ever a negative energy, try to give it a positive one back. So if there's an energy of anyone, if it could be competition or greed or something like that, you can send generosity energy. You can send unconditional loving energy, which usually would work. Any kind of loving energy is going to help to harmonize the situation. Or like kindness energy, you know. Anything else, any other final messages for group number 1 and what they need to do here or consider? Yeah, and I feel like, see, hostilities is kind of like this card. I feel like what Spirit is really trying to do here is just prevent this storm. I'm not really seeing that this storm is happening now, but it certainly is possible. So please just be careful. And again, mindful of your own energy, because here I actually see you both as this connected beam here, the beams here in the middle. And it does feel a bit like rigidity or stubbornness, or again, getting caught in the ego. Now, you're both meant to learn a mutual lesson from one another. And that lesson has to do with, I feel, again, something with the kindness and also something with maturity. But again, I don't know who's who here, but we can always gain some kind of lesson from any negative situation, which, you know, that's just something that is possible no matter, like, you know, for the most part, no matter what. Like, we are able to at least learn something. And in you guys' case, they do want you to learn to a bunch of things, to protect yourself, to detach from the negativity, to just be in your own space of gratitude and loving energy so that you're not affected by this. There's a bunch of things here, but remember that it's mutual. You guys are learning from each other, or at least you're meant to learn from one another. Is there anything else that they can do to protect their energy, or any other advice for this particular situation? It's almost like they do want you to take some kind of energetic action, because if not, I feel that someone here in the situation will become bitter, and then the shooting darts will only get worse, okay? Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, it feels like someone here got something that the other didn't, and they even showed me for some of you, it could have been like a promotion, or, you know, like a salary increase if it is work. But yeah, it really could have so many examples. So let me know if this is resonating and what it was. Okay, any other ways that they can protect their energy, or any other advice? Thank you. I really still feel that the energy of kindness is going to go a long way here. Just to begin to try to work with this person, even energetically, just by sending that peace their way. Because again, the ego is something that Spirit is warning both parties. Because they're like, okay, did you see how this card, it shot all the way up? It's almost as if to say someone here is thinking that they're higher up, in a status sense. So be careful with that, because that can fuel this flame very much. Yeah, again, they're just asking to for both parties to be aware of the energy they're sending out. Now we have the Page of Cups. This is friendship, okay? And again, you don't have to be anyone's best friend. It's more about just offering some kind of kind energy in a genuine way, okay? Let's, you know, it has to be genuine. It has to be from the heart. Just take a look at the other person and find one thing that you can say that's positive about them. Anything at all. And that will help with some positive energy. And a little will go a long way. We can see here people are getting along better. There's more fairness. There's more foundation. And we're just, you know, that phrase, like, why can't we all just get along? It's kind of what I'm seeing here. There's some more union here and just better stability. Okay. So again, if you are interested to know the whole method of energy protection, I do have some tips for you guys in the video that's always in my description. It's just called How to Protect Your Aura or something like that. And I always have it there, but you know, please add to it if you feel called to in the comments. I'm sure you guys have some good ideas, but that's what I'm seeing for you guys. I do hope that this was helpful. I said in the intro, this is really important to our energy health and just our overall happiness and balance. So I guess that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll link any important past pick a cards below, like the one I mentioned before. Okay, so feel free to subscribe. And I just opened more slots for October if you would like a personal reading from me. And see you guys next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 2, which is sodalite. Okay, so Spirit, for group number 2, please. Is someone sending negative energy their way? Please and thank you. Group 2, sodalite. All right. Spirit, can you please give us a starting message and what do we need to know for group 2? Is someone sending negative energy their way, whether this is intentional or unintentional? As you guys probably know, energy is really subtle and powerful. You know, just our thoughts will do the trick. So just a friendly reminder to be aware. We all get caught up in it, trust me. Spirit, for group number 2, is someone sending negative energy their way? Sodalite. So far we have here the 2 of Wands, the 7 of Pentacles. I need a tiebreaker. Spirit, can you tell us a little bit more clearly? Is someone sending negative energy their way? Thank you. Just gonna get another one. Honestly, I do feel like the answer is leaning towards a yes, but the thing is that this is a person who's quite in the distance or in the past, or they're not showing up in your life right now. So let me try to see. There is a little bit of negative energy. Can you even see this top card? It's the 5 of Swords up there. Let me just, actually I have to leave it here. Yeah, so there is a kind of like a hint of negative energy. You see here the 6 of Pentacles and the Strength card. This is going to sound kind of weird, but it kind of feels like there's this foundation of a hint of negative energy. I don't know what that means for the context of this connection, but let me try to figure it out. Spirit, where is this coming from, or who is sending this negative energy towards group 2? Who is sending this, please? Alrighty. So these cards are kind of even ambiguous. It's almost like this cloaked sort of stealthy thing. So 8 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands. The Empress. Okay. And then the Queen of Wands. Actually, the Queen of Wands was featured in group 1. This is interesting. Okay, so I do feel the energy a little bit more now. I just kind of wonder, again, the present situation. Spirit, is this someone in their present, their past? What's the connection? What's the sort of the context here? It's like overseas negativity, for goodness sake. Like, what? Who is this? Spirit, can you tell us who this is, please? Yeah, there is a psychic connection or some kind of spiritual little line, cord, that's probably the right word, between the both of you. Okay, so we have the Moon, the 10 of Pentacles, the Judgment card, and the Ace of Wands. So I feel like everyone's situation is going to be unique, so that's probably why I'm not getting a hit on an exact thing. But as you guys can see, there are these two feminine energies here, whether it's male or female. Um, and it, to me, looks like neither of you are sending it directly on purpose towards each other. Um, this is a very unique situation because what I was feeling just now, I feel, and this is something I thought Spirit would do, and they ended up doing it. I actually feel like the both of you might sometimes think negative things about yourself, and somehow this is being reflected towards each other. And that is like a very special sort of mirroring connection. So I still want to figure out who this is, but the number one clue that we got was that this person is probably not physically present in your life. Again, I do think that they are at some kind of distance from you. There could be a hint that maybe you guys have worked together in the past about something, some type of a project, or it even could be someone that you will work with still. That's why I think that this is really unique. So again, here we can see the moon card where there is almost like this automatic telepathy. You know, I do feel that it is kind of like this, almost like a portal or a mirror. And you guys seem to share that. This is a strong soul connection. Some of you, it might even be a sisterly kind of a connection or whatever. There is a bit of a similarity with group one, but this is different, like just in case you guys happen to watch that. So this is different. I do feel that even physically, you guys are similar, quite similar. And look at the cards. You have the gold, you have the throne, you have the wand and the scepter. Just, it's very similar even in the imagery. So there's a chance you even look like this person or they look like you. And I think that you guys share some kind of energy framework. It's almost like sharing DNA in a spiritual sense. I don't know if that's a thing. Probably it is. I wouldn't be surprised. But your connection with this person is very sensitive. And again, if you sometimes think bad things about yourself, somehow they pick up on this and feel it themselves. Now, this, I do not think that this is like a twin flame connection or anything like that, but some of you might have sort of perked up because it sounds like one. It does, however, I feel operate similar to a twin flame connection. Especially, it's kind of like, I guess, biological twins, where I've heard a couple stories where there was this this twin telepathy, this twin psychic, I forget what they called it, something like that. Yeah, so yeah, I just like, I'm really kind of beside myself right now. I've never really seen anything like this in tarot reading. I'm sure it exists. I'm sure that a lot of people can relate, but I've never seen it in the cards. So yeah, this Empress minding her own business. Again, regardless of gender, she's minding her own business, she's doing her thing, but there's times where she feels like she stumbles and she gets embarrassed or berates herself, is just very hard on herself, and like, oh, you know, it kind of gets into that little thing. Meanwhile, and there's this bond here, you can see. And then meanwhile here with the Queen of Wands, she is, I think, really excited for a lot of different things, very passionate, very creative, has a bit of trouble focusing on one thing, and it's kind of a similar reason to have negative energy, is kind of being too hard on one's self. But the Queen of Wands, I'm getting a little bit more of that trouble focusing energy, kind of like a scattered type of energy, maybe a bit cluttered. So similar, there's a lot of similarities, but there are some key differences as well. And like I said, here's the Moon card. It's just sort of this effortless, automatic transmission of energy or telepathy. If this is resonating with you in some way, but you're like, I have no idea who this person is, there is a chance that for a smaller number of you, you're going to meet this person. So this is such a strange sort of way that Spirit did, like how they presented this message, that it's not even happened yet. Others of you, if it's familiar, then you know what I'm talking about, probably. Otherwise, if none of this resonates at all, it just might not be your group. But yeah, this is just just so interesting to look into. Now these cards over here didn't really tell me too much. I mean, it's kind of just like similar messages. Something here about like the passionate creative energy that is shared between the both of you. And then over here you can see sort of that, again, that bond or some kind of a feeling of connection in a way that feels like family. And then here with the Judgment card, I feel like the both of you have a similar life path, a similar soul mission, okay? So let's see if there's any other reasons. So this is definitely unintentional. This is not something that either of you are probably aware of. So in a very paradoxical way, how you can help this situation, if you happen to feel some kind of really low negative energy where, especially if you're feeling badly about yourself, you have, it's kind of just like this game of tag. You might have to really prevent that negative energy by, on a regular, semi-regular basis, sending love towards yourself, sending love even towards this person if you have no idea who they are, just to go ahead and try that. And that way, when you have that loving energy, it's basically light and it's very protective. It'll protect you, it'll protect this other person, and it will stop that game of ping pong between the both of you. So again, it's just really interesting stuff. Let's get the energy oracle here. So what else? Spirit, is there anything else, any further messages for group number 2, sodalite? Actually, is sodalite, I just caught the little card that I had when I purchased this bracelet. I think it said something about psychic messages being transmitted. I forget what it said. Spirit, for group number 2, what do they need to know? Is someone sending negative energy their way? Again, we're just seeing here that there is this kind of shared path. And again, group number 1 got, now I'm wondering, group number 1 did get a similar message that there might have been like a soul contract with this person, but actually I feel like that's probably going to be true for most of these. But anyway, there is this shared fear or apprehension to explore and to really see yourself as something bigger, see yourself as something brighter, and to explore the world, to explore your talents in some way, maybe for most of you. Even though you both are powerful enough to have the key to do that. So it really, this is just kind of confirming what we saw. Is there any other advice, messages, guidance, any other detail that they need to know to figure this out or deal with this? And in you guys' case, at this point, it's kind of weird because you are getting a lot of similar messages to group 1. There's a slight chance that they, I don't know if you happen to know this person, they might have chosen group 1, but it's not about you. It's actually about someone else, I believe. So here, they did get this card. But so for you guys, you got Storm Warning and the Thinking Man. So the storm is within the thoughts, okay? So I do think that you guys are very powerful manifestors of thought. So therefore, you can create a storm in your head by just overthinking on negative energy. So again, you want to be careful. And maybe protect yourself from doing that. Maybe you can have some nice crystals or other protective tools to help you to keep a calm mind that will really make a difference. And you know, of course, try to like practice deep breathing and clearing your mind through meditation or anything that is helpful like that. Any other final messages? Actually, now that they speak of this angel, I did think of this angel. Archangel Metatron is helpful in transmuting our thoughts from negative to positive. And then now I also think of smoky quartz. That's a good crystal for that exact purpose. So you might want to ask for some higher level help. Any final messages for group number 2, please and thank you. Yeah, they kind of said it again here to just ask for the higher level help from your guides, your angels. And if it is relevant, you might even want to have a conversation with this person, even if they think it's weird. You know, if it calls to you, you might want to just like, if you're able to talk with this other person, whoever they might be. Again, we do have this attachment here. We have this sort of chain. And in that mirror reflective way, This is the chain that you might feel within your own self and your own maybe shadow or fear, negativity that is shared here. Okay, so can we have a final card for group 2? Yeah, again, we have another angel of balance. So yeah, to ask for help with overall balance, but this is just a card of peace. Peace is just to maybe use an affirmation for peace, or to do a very brief prayer or meditation for peace when you wake up in the morning or something like that is really going to make a difference. Something so small is going to be so helpful because you can feel the peace and the tranquility from this card. Okay, so I did mention in the intro that I have a video always in my description box, how to protect your aura. It's just a few things that I thought of. Hopefully you'll be helpful. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys in group 2. Please let me know what's going on in this situation. It's really interesting. If this did resonate, feel free to subscribe, and I'm going to link some other pick of cards that I've done below just in case it's relevant. Okay, so thank you once again. Oh, and I just opened more slots for October if you'd like a personal reading with me. Thank you once again, sending you blessings, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 3, which is the rose quartz bracelet. Okay, so let's see. Spirit, this reading is for group 3. Who is or is someone sending negative energy their way? Please and thank you. Group 3, rose quartz. Spirit, can we have a starting message, please, for group number 3? Rose quartz. Is someone sending negative energy their way, whether it's intentional or unintentional? Group 3. Group 3, rose quartz. Is someone sending negative energy their way? Okay, so we have the 9 of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and then the 7 of Wands. Even if someone was, I actually feel like you're very protected, but let me get the full picture. Spirit, anything else that they need to know? Is someone sending negative energy their way, intentionally or unintentionally? Group 3. Okay, so group 3, I had a feeling that this might be part of your answer, and I actually feel like it is. So rose quartz, just the vibe of your choice. I feel like most of you are high-powered empaths, highly sensitive empaths, kind of a thing to energies. And what I am seeing here is that I feel like it's a no. I don't think any specific person is sending you negative energy. However, I feel like on an average basis, you might be absorbing people's negative energy if you just happen to be near it. I do feel like a lot of you, maybe you have already known this about yourself and you have protected your energy, which is great, strengthened your aura there. Maybe, for a lot of you, I feel like that's the case. But if there are times where, of course, some of it can get through. It's just like, kind of fluctuates. So we have here also the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands. You can see here the 7 of Cups. It's sort of like that fog. It's actually literally like pollution to you guys, I feel, any of this negative energy. So when it hits you, it might come through in the form of some kind of sadness, and all of a sudden you feel it and you're like, I was feeling good, I was feeling fine, and all of a sudden it just shoots down. Yeah, and then over here with the Moon card, this I feel is a sponge. This is such a specific message and feeling, like this vision that they're giving me, and it feels like it feels like an actual sponge. So I feel like your default setting is quite joyful and passionate, but if you ever feel really just out of nowhere this negative and heavy energy, provided that obviously this is not something that belongs to you, it's not something like chronic or medical, this could certainly be an energetic thing. And of course there's overlap, So for me, if I experience negative energy, it usually is because my guides and divine, they're trying to teach me something, and they're trying to really hammer it into my head, saying like, hey, we're trying to show you something, and this is the cue. It's like, this is the way that we're going to show you. So that also could be true for you guys. But I do think that there are specific times where you are almost collecting this negative energy. Now, the reason might surprise you. It could just be because of exposure to it, but it also could be on some level within maybe your soul or your subconscious. You're actually trying to help that person. You're trying to kind of take their negative energy so that they don't have to carry it. Okay, so that can be a slippery slope. It's nice for a little while, but if you do this chronically, you will obviously see that this is not something that we can really continue to do. So if you feel like that resonates, you may want to immediately begin to protect your energy and address this, because it's almost like we have to rewrite that subconscious programming, or whatever that is. Okay. I'm trying to figure out like exactly where you might even feel this. Some common places could be just busy places like the city, or some, where there's a lot of people, where there actually is some kind of unhealthy standards, whether it's, like clutter and actual pollution, and some place that's not very clean, just stuff like that can really affect you guys' energy. So on I guess on an environmental note, just consider your environment. Consider the condition and the cleanliness and the layout and stuff like that. And they showed me a picture in my head of plants, like to have an increase of oxygen and positive energy flow. And just, keeping a neat environment if possible, just in little ways at least. And like your own energy too, just taking care of your own physical body. This is more psychic though. This feels like it truly is. It's almost as if while you're sleeping, or while your subconscious and your spirit is doing what it wants, and you're not aware of it, it's almost like you're finding any random person and you're like, hey, let me take your sadness. I'm going to take it. But this is, I don't know if it resonates, but this is not who you really are though. This is who you really are with that Nine of Cups. There's a lot of joy, okay? There's a lot of heart, joy, compassion, creativity. It's really everything. But you have a fighter's spirit. You're like this advocate, like you push forward and you want positive things. So this is such a unique reading. What else do they need to know, please? Is someone sending negative energy their way? Group number 3, rose quartz. Yeah, I mean, look at that. This is, I feel, the love within your own heart, the love from your angels, the love you have for your angels and just for other human beings. And also, I think towards yourself, too. Even if some of you might struggle with that, I feel like it's still there. Let's see what else here. This is probably going to be the most protective energy, which is something I have said in some way in all of the groups so far, but for you guys, it's a very pure energy. So the pure energy of your heart, and it has to also be, I feel, the pure energy and love from higher level beings, especially your angels, or, whoever and whatever it is going to be the most protective of you. So for you guys specifically, make sure that you protect your actual heart space. So, your heart chakra, or anything related to your heart, something you hold dear to your heart. You can even visualize the space of your heart being illuminated, maybe a bright golden light, or something cleansing, or maybe even pink. And I did mention that I have the video of how to protect your energy in every description box, even though, I don't know, those are just my personal opinions or tips, so I don't know if you've seen it before. So let's see what else. Anything else that they need to know? I'm going to switch decks to the Oracle in a minute. Okay, what else? The Knight of Cups. Yeah, it's the same thing. Just so much flowing, beautiful energy, heart energy. I think they also said, and this is kind of a indirect way of protecting your energy, but if you exercise your creativity, you're going to be naturally protected. I actually feel like this is unique to you, definitely. If you do regular writing or poetry or songwriting, art or dance or decorating even, if you express your creativity and let it flow, this is going to naturally strengthen your aura. So I really would love to hear how that goes for you guys if you try it for like 3 days. That's probably all you'll already see the results. You'll start to feel a bit more peppy, and just like stronger internally. It like when our aura is protected or strong, we actually have, and I've experienced this myself, like our immunity gets stronger too. It's really wild because when I'm feeling good and in a positive energy, I don't even get sick. But if I'm feeling negative and crap, like, ugh, so it, so try it out. Let me know how it goes for you. Okay. So let's get the energy oracle here for some final messages. I'm sure other stuff will help to strengthen your aura, but specifically for you guys only, I saw the creativity, and spirit wanted to tell you that. Even if you do stuff like jewelry making, like really it could be anything that you deem as creative. Spirit, any final messages for group number 3? Is someone sending negative energy their way? I think so one of the other groups got this, the 3rd chakra. So another thing that will strengthen it is just simply when you're feeling very confident within yourself. This doesn't mean necessarily like thinking you're the best person in the world. Not like that. I feel like confidence means more of being sure of yourself and feeling sure of your abilities and just a way that is truthful to you. So yeah, that's going to naturally strengthen you as well. And then we have here adjacent possibilities. Spirit says to tune into your energy and your energy centers, like meaning your chakras and whatever else, on a regular basis, because your doors are naturally opened. That's what I'm seeing here. Your energetic doors are constantly open because of how open and loving you are in your soul. So obviously that can be a great thing, but it also can leave us open to some kind of whatever you want to call it, psychic attack or negative energy, low vibrations. Protect yourself. You want like a filter. So probably the video I talked about in the description, it will benefit you guys the most, because I just talk about creating a shield of light and kind of like try to pretend that it's a filter of some kind, where the shield of light is catching the little pollutants, or they said something like microbes, or it's catching like the little particles of negative energy, if you will, like a shield. And then what you guys might want to do is replace it literally like an air filter. Replace that shield, do a fresh one every so often. And I've never said this to anybody before, so this is such a unique visualization energy work for you guys. Protect your doors. You got to put that, that filter through. Because some people, what ends up happening is I feel like a lot of people end up wanting to shut the door, but really what that's doing is creating a blockage, as you might imagine. We can't walk through the door. Nothing good or bad can come through. So I believe the answer is to create some kind of a filter or like a boundary. Any other final messages for group number 3, please? I think you guys resonate strongly with words as well. So use simple affirmations, even as simple as I am protected from negative energy, something like that. Try it, whichever resonate for you, and it'll really be effective. Final message, please. Thank you. So here I actually feel like they're addressing the contract or soul contract, so to speak, that you guys might feel that you have in a general sense. Now, what they said with the contract card, and I hope that this comes off in a polite way, but they said something like, you don't have to save everyone. Now, that might sound like a bad thing to some of you, but what they mean by this is that you don't have to sacrifice your own health or anything else in order to help the other person. So just make sure that if you are giving love and kindness and energy to anyone, just make sure that you're not depleting it from your own resource. So I learned a very long time ago that I didn't have to do that either, because I just thought that that's what you do. But apparently, I had read this one thing that always resonated with me. They said something like, I don't know the author, but they said something like there's this positive energy or this sort of like a source of energy everywhere. So we don't have to take it from ourselves. We can take it from our angels, the divine, nature, you know, anything. Just make sure you're not draining yourself in the cup and giving it to other people. And if you do feel like you do that and you don't know how to stop that, at least replenish yourself. Give that love and kindness towards yourself as well. Yeah. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Really, truly a beautiful reading, and I do hope that it was helpful. If it resonated, feel free to let me know how below, or subscribe to the channel. And I'll link also in the description some other relevant readings that might be helpful to this. So thank you guys so much. I just opened more slots for October if you want a personal reading with me. But other than that, sending you blessings. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 4, opalite. So let's see. I'm interested to see what your reading will say, because so far all 3 have been very different. Spirit, this reading is for group number 4, opalite, please. And thank you. Is someone sending negative energy their way? Please and thank you. So let's get a starter message. Spirit, do you have a starting message for group number 4, opalite? Is someone sending negative energy their way? Okay, interesting. Try not to jump to conclusions, so let me just see what's going on. So we have the 5 of Cups, the 10 of Wands, the Empress, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. You know, I feel like, yeah, it was either the Queen of Wands and the Empress. I have seen these images before. This one I don't think I did. Okay, so it does look like there is some kind of shared negative energy here, but I'm gonna have to get the full story for you guys because I feel like it's gonna be a little complicated. So here you are. I don't know who's who yet. Probably, I think one of these is you, either the Empress or the Queen of Pentacles. It looks like you're close to this person, and yet you're not speaking to each other. You're literally right in front of each other, but you're not looking at one another. You're not speaking to one another. So I'm assuming that that could be one of the reasons for this heaviness over here. Maybe someone is quite sad thinking about this. If someone is sending negative energy your way, and as you can see, it's kind of leaning towards yes, I feel that it's not because they don't like you or that they want to cause you harm. I actually think it's because they're sad. I think it's because they're sad because of whatever is happening with between the both of you. Maybe there was an argument or something that, like, realistically, the Ace of Wands is actually a card of passion, so it could have even been this sort of like misdirected passion or something like that. And I don't mean that in like a spicy way. I just actually mean, you know, like energy and emotion. So like passionate argument sort of a thing. Okay. Yeah, it's quite heavy. I'm not sure the extent of the shared emotions. I feel like a lot of this could be overlapping, so just let's see how it resonates. Spirit, can you please give us more information? Is someone sending negative energy their way? Whether this is intentional or unintentional, please. You see how that card is just dangling. Come on. So, okay. Maybe someone here just wants the other person to be happy from afar. I really feel a lack of communication here, even if you are physically in this person's presence. Some of you might not be. It might be like at a distance. What else do we need to know? Is someone sending negative energy their way? Group 4, opalite. Thank you. Yeah, there could be some kind of a, I don't know, you guys are getting all the cars in the background. There could be some sort of a standstill, a limbo, more specifically, the Hanged Man. For you guys, yeah, you can see it's, I don't know if it's like a standoff or something like that. Then we have the 6 of Wands and the 2 of Cups. This does make me feel like there is maybe a mutual or maybe even one-sided, sort of like a subconscious desire to reconcile or to make things better, to make things more successful again. Someone here, or even both perhaps, on some deeper level, also feel this already. Kind of like they still feel connected to the other person regardless of what happened. Yeah, I can feel like this is a very complicated backstory. Okay, what else do we need to know? Any helpful details here that we can explore for group number 4? Kind of does feel like somebody sort of went away with the Fool card. Kind of this carefree, in extreme cases it even could have been like a reckless sort of a thing. But it feels like somebody just sort of, you know, just went away. The Fool card is very detached from responsibility or heaviness. So it kind of feels like just this almost like a free / carefree energy. I don't know exactly where it's coming from. We have here the Star card and the Hermit. Again, I feel a layered connection here. This is well, first of all, I definitely feel like you know this person, because weirdly enough, some of the other groups got messages where some of them didn't even know who the person was, but you guys, I feel, definitely know who this is. And again, we have distance. We have two people who are connected yet separated or even severed in more severe cases. With the Star energy, this is that celestial, spiritual kind of, I think they said ancient connection as well. So there's something ancient and familiar about this connection. I wish I could put my finger on it, but probably it does have to do with past lives. Okay. And there also, by the way, some of you, not 100% of you, but I feel like for some of you there could be an actual age difference, like a physical age difference, or the rest of you, it could be a spiritual age difference, because we can see here someone's quite young and kind of just doing their thing, happy-go-lucky, or like carefree energy, and then the other person might be a bit more sort of like this loner, philosopher kind of energy there with the Hermit. Okay, so what else do we need to know? Is someone sending negative energy their way? So I said before, it's layered. There are areas here that are conscious and deliberate, but then the rest of it, you can't even see, the rest of it is subconscious. Okay, so let me say, it's almost like you know what's going on through the whole situation, but then there's an entirely different story in the subconscious, or maybe even the 5D elsewhere, that you may not be aware of at all. So it's like two different parallel storylines that are happening at the same time. So what do we need to know about this supposed negative energy spirit? What do they need to know, group 4? I believe I heard someone say the phrase, "It wasn't my fault." I don't know who said it, but someone might have said that here. It wasn't my fault. Okay. What else? What do we need to know? Yeah, again, it's the same energy as the Hanged Man. It's a standstill. It's kind of just this stuckness that both parties might be experiencing pretty equally, even if it doesn't seem that way. It might not seem like one person is stuck here, but I actually feel like this is very mutual. Again, they might not be entirely aware of it. What else? What do we need to know for group 4, opalite? Same exact message. That standstill, that stuckness. It's just like I can't wiggle free energy. And this is not the first time I believe that this has happened. So 10 of Swords, this is probably a pattern, you know, probably something karmic and chronic as well. So is there, what else, like, I don't know what else is there anything else that's going to be helpful to them to know, please? Well, I mean, obviously this is not fun for either of you. Depending on the day, especially, there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of heaviness, okay? And I can only imagine that this is feeling this way because the both of you still care for one another. And that's immediately the impression that I got. Again, even though there's no actual communication here, I mean, for the most part, I don't know the actual physical context of things or 3D. And then one thing I don't understand is why. I don't know what happened. Obviously, if this is resonating, you do know what happened for the most part. It just seems to me that perhaps this was almost inevitable. Maybe it was meant to happen in some way to be a catalyst for something else, to learn a lesson in some way. But I don't actually know what the 3D reason was. Is there anything we need to know about that, just so that we can have a little more clarity, please? Let me see. What else? No. I actually am really curious to know what happened here. It feels so unspoken. And I feel like something also might have been abrupt. Maybe some of you experienced this situation where there was no warning that something like this would happen, and it just all of a sudden was the reality, maybe? Again, we have this vibe of reconciliation, but like I said, I think it's more of an energetic thing. If you have thought about some sort of reconciliation or peace, you know, I mean, obviously for some of you, it's going to be a literal thing that you want in the 3D, but I think others of you, it's just, maybe you just want to feel peaceful, you know? So let's get the other deck here. This is the oracle deck you saw earlier, the energy oracle. Spirit, can we have any other guidance messages, final messages for group number 4? Is someone sending negative energy their way, and what can they do about it? Okay, wow. This is really clear here. Caring connections is on the bottom. So again, I feel like there's still a lot of care here. I don't know what kind of connection this is, but our first card was 6th chakra archangel Metatron. Now immediately with this card, I feel that they're saying that if you want to, you can send any kind of telepathic communication with this person. The goal does not have to be being in each other's lives necessarily. It can just be to send peace so that you can feel peace, you know? So that's one aspect of it. Because like I said, the reason for, if you do feel that pull of negative energy, it's because of this, okay? It's confirmed here that someone, possibly both people, has a broken heart. And you can see it's like actually this tear down on the bottom. And then indecision is also involved here. This could have been from the past or the present, where, you know, someone could not decide something and maybe still cannot decide something. Obviously, in your case, maybe it has something to do with communication or, you know, something like that. It might, maybe not for everyone, but there's some form of indecision here that I feel is adding to this heaviness and the sadness. So therefore, Spirit, what is the best, highest good advice for group number 4? Finally, what do they need to know to heal this situation, please? Just anything, any guidance here? Any guidance? Yeah, and I did figure that all groups would get this, and you guys got it as well in terms of this guidance is love. So angel of love, this is just to say to first have love within your heart space. That you don't have to do anything action-wise, but if you just have and think about love within your heart space towards yourself, towards this person, and you know, unconditional love. It's like basically compassion and kindness. So that would be one thing that you could do to help to heal some of this energy if you are feeling a broken heart. So again, this is just for you for a moment here. You could, in your heart, forgive yourself, forgive this person or the situation. This is just a simple form of energy work. Obviously, you have to mean it. It has to be real, and come from a real place. And if you are able to feel that energy, it will still be helpful to you. I don't know about the 3D context, but the energy work itself will be helpful. And the goal is, of course, for them to feel that loving energy as well, so that there's healing on both sides, if that's what interests you. What else? What else can they do to heal this situation or to protect their energy? So, well, I mean, you literally got the healer card, healer of the ages. They said it has to come from both sides. Probably like ultimately, because you can see here the balance. So yeah, all you can do is what you can do on your side of things. So just consider how you wish to feel in the situation, and obviously you don't want to feel like this. So see what you can do to add more healing and more loving energy to the situation. Again, at least on your side. People often think that, maybe they have to like open the doors again for this person, but that's not necessarily what you have to do, because I don't know the context. All I know is that we have to protect ourselves if there is negative energy. So just make sure that you do that. But in terms of how you wish to feel, you can embody at any time this loving warmth energy, at least, just at least on your end, and it will be helpful. Any other final messages, final advice, guidance for group number 4? So you have 2 more angels actually coming through. So you have 2nd chakra archangel Ariel, 7th chakra archangel Uriel. So let's see, what is she holding here? Never actually noticed this before. Here I'm noticing the book, which does again feel like some kind of communication. It might help some of you to write down your thoughts, even if you wish to write an energetic letter to this person for the purposes of releasing. That might be nice for you. It's like a nice little therapeutic exercise, cathartic. You just sort of get your thoughts out. And if you do wish to actually communicate with them telepathically, that should also do the trick. Is there anything we need to know about the 2nd chakra card, please? Anything there? Well, this could actually be talking about just healing that you may need to do if you are feeling particularly anxious or stormy, right, about any of your energy centers. So see if you need to do some healing. If you have experienced heartbreak or traumas or hurt in any way, you might need to just give a lot of time to yourself. Really put yourself first if you're hurting that much, otherwise you can't really do much else, right? So make sure to put your healing first if you really need to, or I mean, we kind of have to all the time, but they're giving you an added message there. One final card, please. Okay, just one, please. Okay. That was kind of weird, because I think if you saw the flash of the other card, it was woman holding a heart, and now it says man holding a heart. That's kind of funny. Yeah, I don't know where it is now, but that's kind of funny to me, because it just keeps mirroring one another. So yeah, there is a heart here, someone in the situation, even if it's someone's higher self, someone does want peace. So just do what is best for you in the situation. I always just put it all out there. I don't ever really tell people what to do, but just make sure that you do what's best for you, and honestly only you will know that. Maybe not at first always, but at least over time. So make sure to use your intuition, ask your guides and angels for help, and at least I feel like I hope that this reading gave you some direction and clarity. Okay, so that is what I have for you guys. I do hope that this was helpful. It's a general reading. If you want a personal reading, the link is below. I just opened some new slots for October. Okay, so yeah, if you want, you can subscribe, and I've linked below some additional pick a cards that might be helpful. Okay, so thank you once again, sending you blessings, and I will see you guys next time. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.